let's talk Northwest life. Today I want to talk about one of the systems on the ZX14R after the year 2012 that I think really makes this a great bike, especially for someone who lives in the Northwest. We're going to be talking about the KTRC traction control. You'll see the logo for it right here. What does it do? How does it work? That kind of stuff. And how do you use it? There's other videos on this online. I encourage you to see those. But when I first bought the bike, I had the hardest time actually getting this figured out. So, although it's really quite simple. So when we turn the bike on, you'll see here it gives you the standard readout of the information that you've chosen to put on it. Now if we go to our left hand control, you'll see a set of buttons right here, a select, an up, and a down. So there's really not a whole lot of options there, but what you'll notice is the power and KTRC setting. Currently it's set at full power at KTRC 2. There are 4 settings for KTRC. There is 1, 2, 3, and 0, which is off. The higher you go, the more traction control you will notice, which means that it's really going to limit the power to the wheel on quick takeoff to the rear wheel. And it's also got sensors in the front of the bike to detect slippage. So it's just going to detect more, and it's going to be a safer ride. You won't have to worry about. You definitely won't be wheeling with 2 or 3 being set. So to use this, we are at F2. Hit the select button, which will cause the power to start to blink. Now you can hit up or down. We'll hit down, and you'll see that we're at low. This cuts the bike's power to approximately 70 to 75%. When you get into winter, this is really great if you're a year-round biker. I do actually use this on rainy days out here. This is the Northwest, so what do you expect? That said, generally I leave it on full. KTRC generally defaults to 1. Now I just clicked enter on that to get it to blink. But in the rain, I'd recommend 2 or even the 3 setting. When you're getting to know the bike, it's probably a good idea to start on 2 at least. It's a lot of power in this bike. It's by no means a beginner bike. That said, the system does work quite well. You'll notice there's a little more going on down here than on your typical bike. Certainly on my Hayabusa, for example. Lots of wires, extra discs, things like that. That disc there helps the KTRC to know what the wheel is doing. So if it detects abnormal speed in the wheel, it can tell to cut engine power. So it actually will cut off the power at the engine. So, and it's quite quick and actually works very well. I've had this at least 3 times. I've noticed this kick in, and that was just on the 1 setting. So all this is part of that. These wires, and there's a set of sensors. In the front of the bike, you'll notice another disc sensor. So it helps with it's a wheel speed sensor. In this one, lack of movement, which would mean a lock up, something like that, will cause the bike to sort of take over. Still, you have to have some rider control, but believe me, it's a lot better than nothing. This bike also has the analog brakes, and they are fantastic. Okay, so some other things you can do with your computer screen on this bike is it's kind of nice to have that outside temperature sensor. Just handy, I guess. But if we actually start to use our up and down, we can change what we're seeing, miles per gallon. I'll talk more about this later. Mine actually doesn't work right. I have some suspicions as to why, but no definite answer. Average, that's pretty good for this bike. Range, again, this goes real wacky, and one of my heaviest criticisms on this bike is the range and fuel gauge on this. I really hate a digital. What kind of asshat would do this to such a nice bike? Just put a dial, come on. Well guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'll try to bring as much content as I can. I promise some riding videos are coming soon. Hopefully this helps some people out. Alright, y'all have a good one.